Let me say hello today on a beautiful July 16th, 2010 from Alton, Ontario, lovely country village, not even an hour outside of Toronto. We're here in front of the Alton Mill, which is a former actual woolen mill and turned into a rubber factory, and now it's an artist center. Recently opened about a year and a half ago. And here with me is one of the co-owners, Jeremy Grant, who has brought this wonderful project back to life. And we're just on Shaw Creek right here. Beautiful river that's part of the Credit River. And you said we should walk in this direction.
Yes, we're going to walk towards the waterfall. And it's a beautiful waterfall. And in a moment, the sound of the falling water will be
too loud
for us to talk.
Yeah.
But as you approach it, you'll see the water glistening in the sun and through the cedar trees. And we have a trail that walks right beside the river. And it's a very popular spot for visitors and also for wedding photography, private parties, because it's just so scenic. Here we are, we're getting close.
Yeah.
And just above, at the top of the stairs, is a really phenomenal structure designed by our architect, Catherine Naismith. That is a waterfall viewing platform.
Nice.
That is a really interesting structure. So anyone interested in engineering and structural engineering and architecture, this is an excellent example of the merging of design and structure.
Exactly.
In an absolutely beautiful setting.
Let's check that out. Yeah, it's getting loud here, that's for sure. Very interesting art.
Yes. The sculpture that we're about to see is produced by an Israeli artist named Yael Erlichman.
Oh yeah?
And she being the sculptor, has been out here for about 2 months.
Really?
And it's beautiful. Everyone seems to find
it's fascinating,
something about her that they like.
Exactly. Now let me give you another look at the Alton Mill here. That must have been quite a large factory actually at the time when it was producing woolen products.
Yes. About 50 or so people on average would be employed here.
Yeah.
And if you multiply that out over 100 years, that's a lot of employment.
No kidding.
And many of the people in Alton and this local area, there are still many people who have relatives or friends and other family members who work here.
Really?
And when they come here for a visit, it's very emotional for them to see this place.
Really? I can imagine.
That not only has it been preserved, but it's now a public place.
Exactly.
And it's not.
And now everybody can see it.
That's right.
Everybody can participate in it. Let's have a look up here. This is beautiful. Oh, there you go. Waterfall viewing platform installed in 2009. Galvanized steel, cantilever design. Very interesting. Yeah, it's great. It's so a little more quiet on this side.
Yes.
Look at that. And you've got a dam here full of...
This is a 3-acre mill pond.
A 3-acre mill pond, okay.
And the mill pond was built at the same time the mill was constructed, in and around 1881.
Okay.
Along with the dam. And the mill pond is a very important feature of not only the property, but also the village of Alton. And like many places in Ontario, well, around the world, water power is what powered the economy.
That was there before fossil fuels, that's for sure. And it still will be there afterwards.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have intact inside the building the original turbine system.
Really?
It's a demonstration. It's not functioning at this point.
Yeah.
But one of the things we're doing now is we're doing a project to rehabilitate the mill pond from an environmental point of view. But also we're going to reactivate the turbine system.
Really?
Yeah.
Now when you're talking turbine, was it water power that turned the machinery and the equipment, or was it actually converted into electricity?
Both.
It was both.
Originally, it was simply what's called a power takeoff system, where water would turn through a turbine and then connected to a shaft, which was connected to all of the woolen knitting equipment.
Yeah.
And later...
So it was strictly water power, no electric power at the beginning.
That's right. And the original shaft and some of the original wheels are still here and on display.
Really?
Really? And then later, after it was converted to a rubber factory, we think in the 1940s, it was there was a generator at it that was used to produce electricity to power the lights.
I see. Very interesting. Well, this is truly, it's basically like an industrial heritage museum at the same time.
Exactly. As
it is an artist center also.
That's right. The room called the Turbine Room Heritage Exhibit is exactly that.
Perfect.
Public museum that's open to the public, and it has a really interesting array of the equipment, some of the artifacts that were found in the building, as well as some interpretive material that explains the whole history of the village and the mill.
Yeah, very interesting. It's sort of the industrial revolution of Ontario that took place in little towns like Alton, where, you know, products were being produced that were exported probably all over the British Empire at the time.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. What a beautiful spot you have here. Industrial heritage, nature, all sorts of, what do you call these lovely flowers in the lake?
These are called lily pads.
Lily pads,
water lilies.
Okay, water lilies, that's right,
and beyond the lilies, you see an area that has come in as a wetland. That's been growing and growing over the past 40 years. 40 years ago, this was an open body of water. Something that we actually want to try to restore. Not fully remove the material, but to try to create a habitat for the fish and other aquatic wildlife that will be copacetic for this environment.
Makes sense. I have to ask you, there's a beautiful Gothic-style fieldstone farmhouse up there. Do you know, is that connected to the mill somehow?
It absolutely was. And in fact today still is. It was owned by the mill owner's family. And today is lived in by a resident who is a tenant and one of our business operators in the mill.
Oh really?
Yes.
Great, excellent. What a lovely place. We'll come around now on the western and northern side of the building and we'll check out the tower because that sounds like it's an interesting place as well.
Right.
Thanks, Jeremy.
You're welcome.